y'all, how y'all doing? I just stopped on in here to say hey. Hey. You know what, who I ran into today? A complete stranger. And one of the things she did was she validated one of the reasons why I'm talking about being an empty nester in so many different phases of your life. She was speaking about being a widow. She just lost her husband in May. And she was speaking about moving on with her life and just doing other things, but she know that she had given her husband all of herself. And she just want to remember the parts that she did and how God gave her strength to take care of him until his last breath. And you know, sometimes during this walk, when you're just sharing with others of how you not really taking a stance on something, but something that you believe in, and sometimes it gets a little tiring and weary because the question come about often more than little, you know, that is what I'm saying, is it making any type of sense, or is someone hearing what I'm saying, or does someone understand what I'm talking about? And it's that phase of empty nester. Being an empty nester, you could be an empty nester from your children going off to college, your loved one that you have taken care of is no longer here. You had a pet that may no longer be with you, and that person or your pet or that close friend or relative played a very big part in your life and a very big part of your heart, and they're no longer here, which leaves you with a hole in your heart, which makes your heart feel empty. And the first phase of that, taking care of them or having that person in your life or your pet in your life, was like a first phase of life. And the second phase of life is actually recreating or refining yourself where you once were, because you give everything into them. You pour all into them. So the part that you want to do for yourself, not that you discredit it, but it no longer becomes important. It doesn't take precedence over the person that you're taking care of the part of the family member or the pet that was in your life. So when they're no longer here and they're absent, to find purpose and repurpose again, sometimes it's a struggle. It is a very real place. Now, coming up with the proper terminology of the existence of your feelings of where you are at that time, I'm not sure what that is. But I do know that what I'm speaking about is a real place. And I came across this beautiful woman, and it was like the same light bulb that went off before about that went off again. And I was like, you know what? God, you have a sense of humor. But because he will come and let you know that the very thing that you're speaking of, it does exist. And it exists in people that you do not know. So it is something that needs to be talked about, needs to be discussed, or just even said. And I'm out there just to let you know that that person that feels that way, you're not going crazy. It exists. You will find purpose. You will recreate yourself. You will find something to do in your life. Your life is not over because you don't have that person again. Or you don't have that pet in your life anymore. You don't have that close friend or that close relative that you spend so much time taking care of to make sure that they still live and they're no longer here. Your nest is empty, and it's not the end of the world. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you that, because I just experienced it again with a total stranger. And I just want to stop on in and let y'all know you're going to be all right. It's not the end of the world. And you're going to still find purpose and find existence in your life. of where you are. Now you go ahead and be awesome and know that you're going to be okay. All right? Now I'll talk to y'all later. Okay? Bye-bye.